MUATashaRenee, a Dallas-based makeup artist, and I'm partnering with the Brownstone Experience to teach you how to be your own MUA. I have 17 years of experience, and I truly believe that every woman should be able to be their own makeup artist when the time calls. We want to make sure that you feel beautiful from the outside in. Step one is to always make sure you do your makeup with clean skin. The way you start is how your makeup will end. We're gonna use Sephora's Hydrating Wipes. One thing that's very important to know is your skin type. My tip is always to find a local esthetician or dermatologist, take a self-care day, get a skin analysis. That way you can buy it for your skin type, whether it's oily, dry, sensitive. All skin needs hydration. Right before you go into your skin, if you need extra hydration, you can also get Morphe Luminous Spray. Just a light mist. And also a good option is the Luminous Setting Spray from Patrick Starrr. If you have an oilier skin, you can use a oil absorbing spray. That's a tip that you can do sometimes, but it's not mandatory, just something extra just in case you want to. So the next step is hydrating. Whenever you're going for a moisturizer and you have oily skin, you're going to use something more water-based. If you're only oily in your T-zone, you will treat the T-zone for oiliness. I'm going to use MUA's Oil and Pore Control Mattifier. It has an SPF of 45. And yes, you need SPF. SPF protects your skin from the sun, work into your skin. Then we're going to press it into the skin. I like to let the product absorb for about a minute. So by the time you move on to the next product, then you're ready. Incorporating a serum and an eye cream can also make a very big difference in your skin prep. You just let everything absorb for 1 minute. And again, how you start is how you finish. For the rest of her skin, I'm going to use Bobbi Brown's Vitamin Enriched Face Base. I like this because it's super hydrating. And guys, there is no wrong way. It's about what works for you. And if there's something that you purchased that is not working for you, you can absolutely exchange or return it. And another thing that I like to tell people to do is buy trial sizes before you commit to a $30 or $40 product. If you go to places like Sephora, you can get a sample. Now let's talk about primer. The world of primer is endless. When you have oily skin, for longevity, what you really want to pay attention to is the key words when you're buying your primer. Makeup Forever Shine Control is a good option, or Milk's Oil Control Primer is a good option as well. The thing is, you have to date your products. So many different products have different claims, and it might work great for one person and not for another. My tip is, on one half of my face, I will try it, and throughout the day, I will compare it to see if it works. On one side, I might use Makeup Forever. On the other side, I'll use Milk. Or one side, I will do nothing just to see if I actually see a difference. So I'm taking the Makeup Forever primer, and I'm going to place it just in her oily areas. You treat your areas based off the problem in that particular area. If she's only oily in her T-zone and I put that product everywhere, then I could be drying out the places that are not oily, and that will absolutely affect how her makeup looks at the end. If you see any shiny spots, with most oil control primers, you see it immediately work, and that shine will come down a little bit. And I always put a little bit into the brows because the brows tend to get a little oily, and it also helps to kind of keep them in place. For the rest of her face, I'm going to prime with the Milk Hydro Grip. This is an awesome primer. When you let this dry down, even the instructions say to let it dry down for a minute, it makes the skin tacky for the makeup to adhere to. There's also a popular dupe for the Milk Primer, the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. The last step for the beginner-friendly skin prep, if you have oily skin, I'm going to take a little bit of a loose translucent powder, and I'm going to put it in her oily areas, especially if you don't have any of these things. I would say use a little bit of powder to absorb that oil, and that will also help and give you longevity in your makeup. When you go to a makeup artist, you realize that your makeup lasts all day. That's because we pay attention to how we prep and how we set. Stay tuned, and you'll see that too.